Okay, so this is the symbol for Ahimsa, and it represents nonviolence. And I thought tonight would be a good night to focus on non-harming and nonviolence, because with all that's been going on, I know I've gone through a lot of anger about this, a lot of feelings, and had to release all of that. So it's just a nice reminder. And this, as it's turned up this way, it means stop. So it's like your hand saying stop, stop. So I'm going to have this right next to my mat, and I'm wearing it as well. So you've all seen that before. So we're going to focus on nonviolence in yoga practice. Means being kind to your body, loving kindness to your body, not overdoing or overstretching or forcing or letting ego rule your practice. Okay, so have that right there. And we'll start with centering like we normally do. So just coming into easy pose or half lotus or full lotus if you wish. Let's see, it's just checking. Oh, I guess Debbie won't be back until tomorrow or Wednesday. So anyway, just letting go of the day, whatever kind of a day you had, just kind of putting that aside and coming into the present moment. Coming into awareness of yourself, your higher self, and the source of yourself. So, letting yourself feel good. Or letting yourself feel whatever is up for you. Bring your attention to your breathing and follow the breath a few rounds. If you want to bring your hands into your favorite mudra, you're welcome to use a mudra. Notice how your breath is flowing, if it feels free, or if there's any glitches somewhere along the function. And just notice your nervous system, notice your emotions. Just check in to see what's happening with you today as you approach the sacred space of your mat and your yoga practice. And of course, check in with muscles and joints and see if there are any sensations becoming apparent as messages from your body. And just as a stimulation, we'll go through Satanama. So it's Satanama, working through all the fingers. And you can have your hands on your thighs, palms turned up, or you can have your elbows bent, whatever feels right for you in this moment. So starting with the index finger, sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. One more, sa, ta, na, ma. All right. So bring your hands into mudra, either thumb and index finger or thumb and middle finger, the long finger, whichever you prefer. And just bring your arms out to the side and breathe your deep breath as you lift arms overhead with a long exhale. Try to double the length of your exhale. And then repeat. And one more time, breathing up. And I need to switch my screen here. If you'll forgive me for just a moment, it'll be easier for people when they watch the video later on. Okay, so from here, just bring your knees vertical and feet about hip width apart for some seated cat stretches to loosen up in the spine. So press down in your sitting bones and reach up through your crown. Inhale and exhale, round out your back, chin to your chest. And inhale into an arching cat. And continue on at your own pace, a few rounds of rounded cat and arching cat. And here's my cat, my feline yoga assistant, right on cue. And one more round, so each direction with your cat pose. Okay, so here she is saying hi to everybody. Hello. Okay, you, off you go. No, not off you go, huh? Come over onto hands and knees. We'll come into table pose. All right. So from here, with your knees hip width apart, just make a C shape with your torso. So lengthen in your spine, take in a breath. Exhale, take your left ear to your left hip, nose pointing to the floor. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. And we'll repeat that one more set. Breathe, exhale to the side. Inhale, exhale, other side. And come back into center. Let your knees step back for puppy stretch. Check out your shoulders, your spinal column, hips. Now spread your fingers out nice and wide. Press down in your palms. Slide your nose along the floor as you bend your elbows. And then roll up. And we'll do some dolphin breath. Also a little strengthening for your arms and a little stretch in the arch of your back. Now, as you come up, slow it down so that you pass through a slow cobra. So that you're pressing up. Stretch your ribs up. And one more of those. Now let your body down onto the floor. Press up and just hang in traction. Your hips don't need to be on the floor for this part of it. And just roll a little bit side to side. We need to move forward a little bit. There we go. That's it. So stretching, shoulder away from your hip as you go side to side. Breathe. So the warm-ups is one way that we take care of ourselves. So that's where our ahimsa comes in, so that we don't injure ourselves. And you find out where your body's at in any given moment. So come into center, legs as close as they'll come. Press down in your palms. Bring your upper arms close to your ribs. Breathe as you lift your shoulders to your ears. Take them back. Exhale them down. And let's repeat that. Just circling around. Shoulders up. Inhale. Squeeze shoulder blades together and down. Elbows in line with wrists and shoulders. Breathe. And stretch back into child's pose. Just easing back. If you need to circle in your wrists after being in Cobra, Bhujangasana, then just lift your elbows, press down on your elbows and lift your wrists. Good. And come into classic child's pose where thumbs are next to your ankles, palms up. Unless this is a challenge, and you can always overlap your arms and rest your forehead on your arms. All right. And just bringing your palms next to your knees, and we'll lift up. Now from here, just come up onto your knees. Bring your hands here. I'll turn sideways just to help clarify. Bring your palms onto your low back, fingertips pointing down, and draw your elbows closer together. And we'll stretch a little bit in our thighs and the front of our body. So for stability, you can turn your toes under or you can keep the tops of your feet down. So whatever is most comfortable for you. But bring elbows a little closer together. Breathe and lift up through your crown. Exhale and lean back. Arching. So your cobra may have warmed you up for this part. So once you're arching, you can lean back over your heels if you want and get a little more leverage, a little more gravity pulling you into your arch, and then come forward, lift up in your crown, take in a breath. Just exhale, chin down onto your chest and round slightly in your back. And then we'll repeat. So come to center, inhale, reach up out of your knees. Exhale, elbows closer. Press your hands on your low back to protect your back. Lengthen in your spine. Lean back. And just hold there for a moment where you might feel a stretch on your thighs. Keep lifting your sternum and your ribs. Lean back over your heels. And press forward again, coming up and out. Let your chin come forward, round your back. And from here, we'll go one more time, and optional will be camel pose. So reach up, inhale, exhale. So bring your shoulder blades closer, lift in the front of your body. Keep stretching long in the front. Leaning back, reach for your heels. Open the shoulders, your throat chakra. Press your hips forward a little bit for more stretch. And also optional here is to place the tops of your feet down on the mat and palms on your feet. See how stretchy you feel today. And to come out of that, reach one arm forward as though you're reaching for an invisible rope and pull yourself forward. Come down into your child's pose once again, stretching out the work you've just done. All right. And we'll lift back up and we'll come onto the balls of our feet and just rock back and forth a few times, loosening toes and ankles up into the calf. And then press up and noose pose, bringing palms together. We'll all do the same side. So bring your left elbow outside your thighs, coming into a prayer twist. And turn the inside fingers forward, the outside fingers back, getting our balance, and then slide, hook your fingers in your prayer twist. And then just bring your hands down onto the mat. Come forward, let out your ankles, loosen them up. And bring the balls of your feet back down onto the floor. And our noose pose. Bringing palms in, taking the right elbow outside the thigh, outer hand forward, inner hand towards the elbow, slide into hooking the fingers. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. Calling forth, invoking Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. And coming back to center, bring your palms back down onto the mat and let your feet out. Shake out your ankles, your feet. Okay. From here, let's stretch out into plank pose. Okay. So just reach your feet back. Optional would be some little mini push-ups. Back into plank. Stretch your heels away, lengthen in your neck. And just lift up into downward facing dog. Just take your hips side to side a couple times. See if that feels good for you. And then come forward into plank. Let your knees down and stretch back into puppy stretch for a couple of breaths. And then lift up and just bring your right leg forward into the high lunge. Okay. So working with vinyasa, taking your breath. Exhale into a lunge. Just stretch it forward. Inhale, pull back. Exhale forward. Inhale, pull back. Try to stay lifted in your torso as you stretch forward in your hips. Bring your left arm around and reach for your hip, and then scoop your right arm up. Bring your hand into your favorite mudra, looking up into your hand. Keep lengthening your spine. Relax in your hips, deepen your lunge. Now bring palms together and we'll come into the prayer twist here. Left elbow outside the right leg. Try to twist in your torso so that your thumbs are over your sternum. Now optional here. Turn your toes under and lift the back knee into your prayer twist in sun pose. All right, and release. Just come into your sun pose. Look up at the sun. Let the back knee down. And just a stretch for the hip here. Coming into a pigeon for just a couple of breaths. We can revisit this later. You just come down and Lift up in your torso. The front leg ideally is parallel to the short end of your mat. You can also take your left hand on your hip and just a gentle push forward, just to remind yourself of hip bones pointing forward. Palm can also be on your knee. That assists with the stretch. Now taking your left hand forward, bringing it into your favorite mudra, and lift. Reach up and a little bit back. And down into sleepy pigeon. And we'll just lift up. I'm going to switch sides here. So this time, just bring your your left foot forward. Lift up into your high lunge. Press their palms down on the front knee. And breathe your deep breath in. Extend up out of your knee. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, pull back. Exhale. Deep breath. Another way to take care of yourself, non-harming, non-violence. All right. Now, just bringing palms into prayer hands, come into your prayer twist, bringing your right elbow outside the left thigh, giving a twist in your torso, thumbs if they'll touch your sternum. Relax your hips into your lunge. And optional here also is turning your toes under on the back foot and lift the back knee. It's a really nice twist here. And then just breathe your left arm up into a mudra. And come down into your sun pose. Lifting your chin, looking up towards the sun. And let your back knee down. And we'll come into our pigeon. So lengthen out in your back leg. Lift up in your torso. Palm can be on your left knee. And then scoop your right arm up into your mudra, looking up into your palm. And coming back down into sleepy pigeon. And we'll lift back up. Just come over onto your left hip. Swing the right leg slowly around. And bring your foot either in front of the shin or the knee, just beyond your knee, or pull it back by your thigh. For your twist, Matsyendrasana, you want both hip bones on the mat, grounded into the earth. Reach up through your crown and just a bit of a stretch, bringing your knee towards the opposite shoulder. So towards your left shoulder. And then holding on with your left hand, reach, scoop your right arm out and up, breathe. And carry it right on around behind you, in close towards your hip, and then wrap your arm around wherever is right for you in this pose. Now press both sitting bones down and reach up with your arm and back. Inhale it up to your ear and then unwind. Coming to the front, release your hand down. Now take your right leg and stretch it out in front of you. Turn the toes to the front. Bring your left hand onto the mat. Just lengthen out, stretching that leg. Breathe and reach up. Now, optional here, you can take that left foot and just lay it over top of your right for a side plank. Look up into your palm if you want. Come into mudra. And then bend that knee once again and just lower your hips down. Fold in your right knee. Bring the left leg over top. Bringing your knee towards the right shoulder this time. Just pulling it in wherever it will allow you. As you hold and breathe, your edge will move. Ground your sitting bones down into the earth. Lift your crown. And then scoop your left arm out. Breathe it up. Next to your ear, use your arm for leverage as you rotate in your torso. Bring your arm down and into your twist. Look over your shoulder and breathe. And ground your sitting bones into the earth. Breathe your left arm up next to your ear. Unwind. Just bring your right palm down onto the mat. Stretch your left leg out and just breathe up onto that knee. And optional, come into your side plank. So spread your fingers out, nice wide palm, and just lay the foot on top of the other one. You're right over left. Hand into mudra if you wish. Look up. And bring your knee back and lower down. Come down sitting on your mat. Okay. Let's come down onto our backs for our psoas release. So bend your right knee. Bring your hands under your hips. Stretch out your left leg. Rotate out in the hip. Flex your foot. Slide your heel over 3 or 4 inches. And then 10 lifts only as high as the bent knee. So breathe it up. Exhale down. Keep the toes turned out. Your pace. And then we're just going to switch sides. So bend your right knee, stretch out your left over to the side, turning out, and then 10 lifts. All right. And just release your arms. Now, just a couple more things here. Stretch out nice and long. We'll do 3 yoga sit-ups. Okay. So the yoga sit-up, you breathe, arms up overhead. Hold the breath for a second. Bring your arms directly over your thighs. Exhale, start your move. Chin to your chest and roll up. Come into a stretch over your legs. Inhale and lift up. And just roll back down. Inhale, arms overhead. Hold your breath. Bring arms, palms over your thighs. Exhale, chin onto your chest. Roll through your spine, navel to spine, and lift. Rolling up and over. Hinge forward in your hips into Paschimottanasana, forward bend. Last one. Inhale, arms overhead. Press down in your low back. Hold your breath. Palms to your thighs. Exhale, chin to your chest. Rolling up and over. And just come into a little bit of a hold in your forward bend. Let yourself stretch out. So lengthen in your torso so that you're stretching from your hips and not rounding your back to get the maximum benefit of the stretch. And flex your feet if you can. Take in your breath. Reach your crown towards your toes. Breathe. Exhale, relax. Breathe. Lengthen. Exhale, relax. And then slowly lift back up and just roll down onto your back for your Shavasana. Letting yourself relax. As you relax down, breathe golden light in through the top of your head and send it out through your third eye, both directions, front and back. And again, breathe it in and send it out through your third eye. Now breathe in that light and send it out through your throat chakra, both directions, front and back. And repeat. Now breathe it in. Draw it down into your high heart or your chest. Send it out both directions. And repeat. Down through your heart center. And now the sternum. Breathe that light in. Take it down to your sternum and press it out in both directions. And repeat. Now breathe in the golden light. Bring it down to your solar plexus and take it out through the front and the back. Send it out. and repeat. And now breathe it in. Breathe in the golden light. Take it down to just below your navel into your second chakra and send it out front and back. And repeat. And now breathe it in all the way down the pranic tube, the center line of your body, and send it down through your root chakra, down into the earth. Connect with the crystals of the earth, crystalline grid, the center of the earth, and bring it up back to your crown. Send it out the top of your head and bring it down last time, down through your pranic tube, down. Send it down into the earth. Send some light to her. And then bring that energy back up and hold it in your heart chakra. Relax. Deeper and deeper. And now, before you come back all the way, imagine that golden light coming back in through your crown, filling every hair on your head, every cell of your skin, your bones, your muscles, bringing light into all of your cells, right down to your very DNA, and down through your neck and shoulders, arms and hands. Bring brilliant, sparkling golden light down your torso, spreading out into all of your veins, your arteries, your organs, your bones, your muscles and skin, all the way down, letting it separate down into each leg, filling every crack and crevice of your body down to the ends of your toes, and hold that light in your whole body. And now start to breathe and move. Wake yourself up. Lift your knees up. Hug your legs filled with light. And eventually come on over onto one side and press up into sitting. Now, I forget the name of this mudra, but bring your left hand just beneath your navel with your palm up, and take your right hand, holding your two fingers up, your index and second finger, fold in your ring finger and pinky and overlap your thumb like a scout's honor. And bring those two fingers down, stretch your arm out and bring your fingers onto the mat, representing the earth, grounding the energy into your body, all that light, sealing in all the benefits of your practice, all your deep breathing, all your moves and stretches and blissful thoughts. And then bringing palms into Anjali Mudra. May the light protect you, bring you well-being and a deeper connection to higher self and the source. Loka Namasta Bhavantu. Namaste, everybody.